Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing? What's going on? Tell me everything if you want to. I still sound a little bit under the weather, so please excuse that. Although I do feel so much better than I did last week. I just sound like this still. So, yeah. Anyways, in case you are brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I am studying to be a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. If you are new here, welcome. Also want to make sure that you get out of Top Chat Purgatory. Click on the live chat, come and say hi, make sure that you're subscribed so that you can have a blast in the live chat because it's a blast, in my opinion, Let me run the disclaimer and I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So that's good. Let's make sure that we follow the rules of the stream. And we're going to laugh a lot. We are going to laugh a lot. Why? Because I don't think I don't know. I feel like we're going to laugh a lot because what we are about to watch is so ridiculous. And let me kind of give you guys the goal of today's live stream. The goal for today is to ask yourself how the person that we are about to watch could possibly reach the top of a multi-level marketing company. And when I say that, I mean specifically, do you think that this person did it organically? And we kind of already know, and I have put I put my sources in the video description. We kind of already have the answer to that, but I'm not really sure that Michael Rutherford of Pruvit, or formerly of Pruvit, we'll get into that. Did he do it organically or did he do it with side deals? And I want you to just kind of ask yourselves that question, because as we go through this video and we see some of the example of what training to him looks like, just ask yourself that. Is this somebody that could have reached the top of an MLM company because they're naturally just good on social media? They're naturally good on camera, where they draw people in? Because that is something that I feel like is important if you're doing anything on social media. I don't want to get too much into that, but ask yourself that question. Without even knowing about the side deals with Brian Underwood, without even knowing about the lawsuit from last year, just ask yourself, based on the video that I'm about to show you, videos that I'm about to show you, if you think this is somebody, oh yeah, he's great, or not. I mean, obviously no ad hominem attacks, but as far as the content, what he is saying and doing in this video, okay? I know I was very long-winded with that, but anyways, before we get started, want to give a quick shout out to Jade Anderson. In case you guys don't know, Jade Anderson is somebody that works for the corporate office of Pruvit. And it's come to my attention that she previews not only my videos, but also the comment section. So Jade, I've gone ahead and made the live chat replay available for you. I hope you settle in. I hope you have a good time. And if you are a Pruvit promoter, a couple things. You're welcome here. Absolutely. But because Jade and her coworkers, if there are coworkers, because I hear it's a small office at corporate. Anyways, if you are somebody that is watching myself or any other content creator that's talking about Pruvit and, in my opinion, the decline of Pruvit, do not comment publicly. Why am I saying that? Because they're watching. Just like Jesse Lee and the Empire used to watch, and then they would say, oh no, we don't watch that video. We don't watch their videos. But then they would quote things in their videos saying things that I said in my video or other content creators. So just as an FYI. Also, if you are in Pruvit and you would like to cancel your account, very simple. They may not tell you this. So I want to make sure I'm telling you this. All you have to do is email support@pruvithq.com and say you'd like to cancel your account. You have to make sure that it is the email associated with your Pruvit account, and they'll cancel it. And if you're anything like me, Jade sent me a little email when I resigned in July of 2021, and it said something like, "Now, Erin, you know you can't join another MLM for 6 months. Hey, Jade, I have no plans to, but you're welcome here. You're welcome here." But anyways, don't join an MLM, guys, okay? Know what I'm saying? Anyways, shout out to Jade and her crew. Does she have a crew? I don't even know. I don't know. Anyways, if you're also, let me back up. Also, if you're in a multi-level marketing company, you're quietly watching, that's awesome. Please look at the company's income disclosure statement. If you are in Pruvit, I have included that in this video description so that you can look at what the numbers are that come straight from Pruvit. You can't tell me Brian Underwood is not aware of this. You can't tell me that when Michael Rutherford was a part of this company that he wasn't aware of these numbers. Like, just come on. You know? So look at the income disclosure statement, and that goes for any multi-level marketing company. And also do a profit and loss statement. Look at what you're spending on the multiple accounts that you probably have because you've been coached to have multiple accounts. And see what you're spending, see what's coming in, if anything at all, and do the numbers. I think it's going to be alarming what you see, but you have to see it. It's like the wizard, behind the curtain. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's black and white, it's data, it's numbers. So anyways, just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah, also make sure that you cancel your ghost account. Make sure that you do that. And we have a new member already. That's so exciting. Hold on, I'll get to your Careless Whisper song, Crystal. But first, Wendy, almost a year. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you. And also, Crystal, welcome. I'm so excited that you became a member. We have some fun in the Discord. If you want to join, there's a link in the community tab. So welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. That is awesome. I love this game. Me too. Me too. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah. Also welcome. That's so cool that you just subscribed and you became a member. Very, very cool. Yeah, everybody, if you feel comfortable and you're not a part of Pruvit, say hello to Jade in the comments. Let's just let her know that hey, Jade, you can sit with us. It's okay. This too. Yeah, same time. Also Jinx. Oh man, the shoulder smolder. All right, so today's video is a training from 2022 that Michelle, thank you, that Michael Rutherford put out somewhere. I'm not really sure where. It doesn't really matter, but why am I showing you an older video? Why am I showing you a video of somebody that is not even in Pruvit anymore? Refer to the questions that I want you to think about as you are watching this and coming up with your own opinion. It's rough. I don't think I really need to give any content warnings, maybe some misogyny in my opinion. Word salad. Yeah, but Michelle gifted a membership. That is really, really cool. Thank you. So this is for you, Michelle, and for the new member. Whoever got the membership, let me know in the comments. It's not so much a shoulder smolder anymore. Now it's like a wave, Britt, thanks so much for being a member for 20 months. Hi, all. Happy to catch you live. I'm so glad that you guys are here. If you have not already, like the video, make sure that you're subscribed. And let's get the show on the road here. Give me just a second. And yeah. Oh, hang on. I got to line this up. DC taught me something new. I'm implementing it today. So just bear with me if you would, guys. And yeah, okay. Let's get the right overlay, and here we are. Okay, everybody, this is Michael Rutherford. This is the person that was listed in the lawsuit, and I have included that lawsuit through the Behind MLM article. Essentially, here's what happened. Here's what you need to know. So Michael Rutherford has an LLC called Ketones Rule, I think. And his account was suspended, and he was allegedly making anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 a month. This is also one of the former top earners in Pruvit. He is also somebody that has consistently spoken on Pruvit's stages at pretty much every event that I've ever been a part of when I was in Pruvit. So he, in my opinion, is kind of slick a little bit with his language. Y'all know what I mean when I say that. And he talks in circles like Brian, in my opinion. So just ask yourself those things that I referred to earlier. Is this somebody that you can see, being at the top of an MLM? And if you feel comfortable elaborating in the comments, let us know. If you think he's great at speaking, let us know, yeah. Anyways, Pruvit withheld his check because he was suspended. And so his LLC, allegedly, I think it was his LLC, sued Pruvit. And then Brian Underwood raised his hand and was like, excuse me, hold on a second. He actually owes me that money. And in all of the discovery or whatnot of the lawsuit, it was exposed that Brian Underwood had some sort of a side deal, allegedly. I'm going to use a lot of protective language here, so just get used to it, okay? He had some sort of a side deal with Michael Rutherford saying that essentially I'm going to help build you, but you're going to pay me a percentage, which I think was like 50% or something like that, something crazy, of your downline pay. And somewhere around 2020, 2021-ish, Michael was like, hey, I can't pay him this anymore. So keep in mind that Pruvit's been around since 2015. And so Brian Underwood, based on him raising his hand saying, wait, no, that money is owed to me, and pointing out that there was this side deal. Do you see where I'm going with this? He literally exposed himself. Now, my question is, Michael Rutherford, did you, as you were doing training saying, if I can do it, you can do it, did you tell people about this side deal that you had? Did you tell people that Brian was putting you on stage to promote you? Did in 2019 when I discovered that Pruvit was running ads to corporate office, were you getting those leads? Or was Brian Underwood, who allegedly has a position as a distributor in the company? I just have so many questions. So anyways, apparently they settled in August. His wife, Keisha, yeah, has been in MRR, master resale rights. She claims to be some sort of a social media coach. It's pretty clear to me, again, my opinion, that she's buying followers, because that's not how organic growth happens on social media. So in my opinion, we have literally a couple of grifters with a pattern of grifting. So anyways, but everybody, want to introduce you to Michael Rutherford. He, I don't know if he's a part of Pruvit anymore, but this is somebody that used to speak on Pruvit stages often. And let me know what you think about the way that he is speaking in the comments. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. What is cooking? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I would also like to warn you guys. Oh, here's my afternoon smoothie, protein smoothie. He moves around a lot. So if you're sensitive to, whiplash of the phone, literally, just maybe don't watch, but maybe listen, because yeah, he doesn't really stay still the entire time.
What's up? What's up? I'm fired up. I'm glad to be here.
You seem so fired up, Michael. Can I call you Mike?
Fired up, and I am glad to be here. We'll take a few minutes.
We just started, Tiffany. You're good.
Let's allow folks to get on. Every time I do a progress Zoom or a progress live on Facebook, it always reminds me, gosh, I got to go live on Facebook more often.
What is a progress live? I don't know what that means. No idea. But I'm just wondering if this is something that he did for the entire company. Is this something on his personal page? I have no idea. No idea. But what's a progress live?
We have 22 sets of eyeballs watching.
Wow. Sounds like your algorithm is algorithming, or maybe not.
Push out some quick text messages. Let some folks know that the progress Zoom is getting ready to start, and we'll get this thing started in just a few minutes. Thanks for being the early birds. Thanks for being the first ones to jump on. It is 8:15 in the morning in Vegas.
Oh God, Vegas. Yeah. It's unfortunate. You know, at some point I'm probably gonna run into him. Do you think he'll run like Christina did? You know, Christina with the X that says that there's what did she say? The sky's vaccinated. Y'all remember that one? Yeah. Last time I saw her in her chromed out Tesla, she beat feet pretty quickly. I'll just say it that way, in my opinion. So I wonder when the day comes that I run into Michael Rutherford or his wife, I wonder what will happen. I mean, I'm not saying anything physical will happen. What I mean, because no, but what I mean is, do you think that they'll run like Christina with an X? Or do you think he'll want to have a combo? Because I gladly will have a combo and tell him what I think. Or her, you know?
And the summer is officially over. It's a little bit
She
chilly out
did.
here. No more 120 days. All right, we're going to dive right into it because it's recorded and people can watch it later. All right, so real quick before we go, how many of
We're going to dive right in. But hold on, real quick before we go. Where are we going? What are we doing?
you are drinking ketones this morning? And if you are, what are you drinking? Look at this bad dog, Mango Dash. Have you had this sucker yet? Oh my goodness. Sorry if you're not in a country where it's keto up is sold. Maybe it will be someday.
Or maybe it won't. Maybe Pruvit will go out of business. By the way, I do have a large amount of ketones that are heading my way. And just as a heads up, I am going to do another fundraiser and we're going to test more ketones for heavy metals. And I'm just going to be super transparent. I hate saying that because that can be so triggering to people that were or are in multi-level marketing. That is not something that I can do on my own. I do want to get the keto Radline keto up, I think is coming my way. A bunch of stuff, some of the newer products. So I definitely do want to get them tested, and we will do a fundraiser just like last time where I was super open and transparent and I showed you guys exactly what the results were, how much was spent, all of that stuff. So please be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I want to know about some of the newer products because we have a history of heavy metals being in the facilities allegedly since 2017 in Terry LaCour's warehouse, singular, plural, I'm not really sure. And so what I want to do is I want to test some of the new products. So we're going to do that together. And again, I can't do that without you guys. And so will I also be contributing? Of course. Yes, absolutely.
Just like someday it used to not be sold in America, now it is. So have faith, be patient, and have faith.
Yeah, be patient, have faith. Ugh. Okay. Zippered Bell, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That's so exciting. And this is for whoever got the membership. And for you, Zippered Bell. So exciting. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And welcome.
Let's all get into ketosis at the same time. There's only 50 of us on here, but it'll be the largest simultaneous entry into state of ketosis in the world right now this morning. All right, let's go. Bottoms up. I'm incredibly excited to
50 people drinking ketones at one time. And it's the largest. What did he say? I don't even know what he said. That sounded crazy. I just.
share with you something this morning that I've learned. What do you think? Should I sit in this egg chair Isn't it pretty out here? Palm trees.
What does this have to do with anything? Remember when he said he was gonna dive right in? But he's just walking around, showing off his house, showing off things, "Hey, everybody, let's drink ketones together." When does the training start, Michael? Because you're wasting people's time. I know that there's probably a lot of people that watch the replay. Also, shout out to the replay crew. Y'all are amazing. But you're wasting people's time. Just showing off your stuff, your house. It's just, come on. Also, I wanna talk about this. If BU is dipping in Rutherford's downline pot, who else has similar deals with BU? I mean, I know. I can tell you guys a story about this really quickly. It's not really the same kind of deal, but when, the group of 14 that came over from Modair to Pruvit, that's right, 14, not 8, and there was dozens and dozens and dozens of people that joined from home. Anyways, when we came over to Pruvit from Modair, I remember there was a time in the champ chat when all of a sudden Brittany Anderson was like, "Hey, wait a second, I just got a $1,000 deposit into my account. I don't understand what it's from." And Jesse Lee was like, "Oh yeah, that's from Brian." So Brian, in my opinion, does whatever he wants. But if you are somebody that is accepting something from Brian, please know that at some point there's going to be something you are going to be owed to him, in my opinion. Maybe he wants you to travel and do events. I don't know. But I don't think, and this is again my personal opinion, I don't think Brian gives stuff just to give stuff. I think it's do I want to say that? In my opinion, I feel like it could be similar to a grooming process. Just my opinion. Okay, let's play the video.
Trees and stuff. I'm gonna try to sit in this egg chair. If I bust my ass, you guys can laugh at me. That's fine. I'm out of my mind excited to share. This morning, I was actually, usually I'll just randomly talk about whatever's on my mind, but this has really been on my mind the last little bit. So I even wrote some notes down over there that I wanted to make sure that I covered on the Zoom, on the live. So
Why aren't your notes with you? You're wasting everybody's time. Why aren't the notes with you? What happened to diving right in? When does the training start?
I want to talk about, one of the main things that we possess,
Not
that we
8.
control, that we have the power to dictate, navigate, create, and
I said this earlier when we were watching this. I did like a preview and I made the thumbnail on a members only live stream earlier. But why do we need 4 different adjectives that essentially mean the same thing? Because it sounds good? Because it sounds slick? I don't understand. Why?
make happen. And a lot of times, the things that happen in our lives, we blame others. When in
Hey,
reality,
Anna.
it's us. And I'm just going to dive right into it. Not going to do a big build up. I'm going to talk about the
I'm not gonna do a big buildup. Meanwhile, we're 3 minutes and 1 second into this video, and he's said absolutely nothing.
reticular activating system. A couple days ago, I was in San Diego. I dropped my kids off at school, and I had
Could have been an email.
my internet connection is slow. All right, how's that? Is that better, Katie?
Is that Katie Rollins he's talking to? Katie? Katie, how you doing? Seems like you've been having some bad days. You good? You're selling a lot of stuff off. You all right? Okay.
I logged off of Wi-Fi. Hopefully that works. Katie, if that's better, let me know. I was in San Diego, and I had a couple hours, but after I dropped my kids off, before I had a meeting. Is it still cutting out,
Oh my God.
or is it better?
So
Let's
professional.
see. Is it still cutting out, or is it better?
Yeah, why didn't he comb his hair before
Let's
this?
see if somebody responds.
Did he just roll out of bed and was like, "You know what? This is good
Man,
enough."
the lag is hilarious.
Hey, Michael Rutherford, if you did more things on social media, if you went live more, you would understand how to use the tool. But you yourself said, "Every time I go live and do a progress video, live, whatever, what Facebook Live, I'm reminded that I should do more of them." I can't.
How about now? Can you guys hear me okay now? Give me a full sentence. Yes, you can hear me. No, you cannot. It's a great start. All right. Thank you, Nikki.
What the hell?
Perfect. All right, let's roll. So I was in San Diego a few days ago, and I'm familiar with the concept of RAS, your reticulator activator system, RAS. And
The only reason people in multi-level marketing talk about the reticular activating system is to try and manipulate their people. That's the only reason, in my opinion. He's gonna talk about how Ed Milet, talked about it 15 years ago. Yeah, we've all heard it. If you've been in a multi-level marketing company, you've probably heard it at your event. You've probably heard it at Eric Worre's events. It's a way to manipulate people, in my opinion. Like, "Oh my god, there's a sign. You should definitely go and try and qualify for that Tesla," or, "You should absolutely put the next event on your credit card because it's a sign that you should be there." No.
I just wanted to dig into it more, and I probably watched 4 or 5 different videos, 4 or 5 different people's understanding and explanation of what it is and how.
Did you watch 4 or 5 videos and now you're trying to be like a social media expert? Because that tracks. With a 0.21 engagement rate, but you're gonna give prompts, ChatGPT prompts, and you're gonna try and act like you're gonna be the authority on, or an authority, excuse me, on, trending sounds? Shouldn't you be good at social media first? Keisha, get man.
How it works, and it was 2 things, confirming what I already knew and
Mm.
what I've already experienced, and 2, it opened my awareness and understanding to a couple of other ideas with it, and I wanna dive into them. And, I think for me,
We've been waiting for you to dive into it for 5 minutes and 7 seconds of this video, and you've said nothing except, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" Full sentences only. I dropped my kids off in San Diego. I took them to school. "Can you hear me now?" That's all we've heard.
I understand most things through story, right? And how people have understood what your RAS is. Every one of us has it's happening naturally every
Hey,
day, and
Chelsea.
we don't even notice it. Think of it as your awareness. What are you aware of? I understand it today nowadays as your.
And here's the thing. Am I gonna be pausing this a lot? Yeah. Yeah, welcome to a commentary channel. Hi, in case you're new. I do commentary here. Um, how does he barely even finish a full sentence? Is he all right? See, here's the thing, because they talk about how ketones are supposed to help with focus, but I've noticed that some of them, and maybe it's a lack of organization, I have no idea. But if you're gonna say a product helps you with focus and you can't even finish a full sentence or deliver a thought that you're trying to get across, and you say that you have notes, but the notes are go get your notes. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can say, this product is supposed to help you with focus and you can't focus. One moment, I have to parent. Hey, Vin. What's up?
I forgot to tell you this so earlier. Girl that thinks she's better than me. And live humanity, I came up and she said shoe fly. Mute. Are you unmuted?
No, I'm
unmute.
I'm unmuted. Yeah.
So I came up to her and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she's like, "Shoe fly." I'm like, and I looked her dead in the eyes. I said, "Unless you want me to treat you like that, do not talk to me like that.
Good for you.
I'm gonna treat you good,
Yeah.
but you're not good. Unless you want me to treat you like that, don't treat me like
That's
that."
right, sir. I love
And
that.
she's like, "Oh, you cannot say that to a woman. I don't care if you're a woman. You do not
Be
treat
kind
me
to
like
me,
that."
and I'll be kind to you.
And she's like, "I'm telling the teacher," and I'm like, "Then I have a reason."
Yeah.
And I didn't end up getting it.
That's good. Way to stand up for yourself. Jade, write that down. Do your homework, Vin.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the video.
your algorithm. And I'm going to bounce
Oh
around a
my
little bit.
God.
You'll have to follow along. I'm going to give you a couple of action steps. But if we were going to go look at
Did I see we have a new member and I missed it? What? Well, hello, Blair Bell, LLC. Welcome. We are so glad that you are here. And I have a little something for you. I don't know if you've heard it before. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I haven't seen him since, but I was looking for him today. Yeah. Just to be aware, Have not seen him. Thank goodness.
at why what's in your life is in your life, we could probably go look at your email first thing in the morning before you clear it out and go look in your social media. And what would it tell us? What would we find? I could go
None of your business. What does that have to do with being an independent contractor in Pruvit? Nothing. This is not training. This is embarrassing. That's what this is.
search your YouTube search history. Do you know why what's in your YouTube is in your YouTube? Because you've told YouTube what you like. Does that make sense? Like Pandora, for instance. I don't listen to Pandora. I just use Apple Music. But Pandora was a predictive music system that,
Pandora is still around, my guy. What are you talking about?
based on what you listened to,
Why are you repeating yourself? Mikey, Michael, we heard you the first time. Okay? You don't need to repeat yourself a million times.
hey, can you guys do me a favor? I don't know what the no's and the yeses mean. Use a sentence. Yes, I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. I think we're good. I'm just going to keep rolling.
Guys, use your sentences.
But it seems like everything's good.
Oh
The
my God.
Pandora is a music service that people, as they're listening to music and clicking yes and clicking no, or clicking like and clicking dislike, it starts predicting what type of music it thinks you like. Does that make sense? Well, what's it based on? Well,
Yes, it makes sense. We know how Pandora works. We know how the algorithm works. We know how YouTube, when we're searching for things, works. We know how all of that works. This is not that incredible what you were talking about. Also, when does the training start?
well, it's based on your history. It's based on what you engage with. It's based on what you listen to, what you put time on. Your YouTube's the same way. If you go to my YouTube right now,
Oh my God, this is so basic. Irrelevant. Yeah.
like if we went to everybody's YouTubes and just went to home, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
suggested videos. What are those suggested videos for? Thank you guys. What are those suggested videos for? How did they get there? I don't have a bunch of suggested videos about hormones, menstrual clarity.
What? Michael, do tell what menstrual clarity is. I know. I would love to hear it. Would y'all love to hear what menstrual clarity is? Oh my God. Is he for real? MK member for 5 months. Eek, I just found out I was selected as our department's faculty highlight for next month's PS. I'm a way better teacher than this guy. You know what? Congratulations, MK, and thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. That is awesome. Michael Scott did better training videos than this guy. What is menstrual clarity? Jade Anderson at the corporate office. Do you know what that is? Write that down.
I don't get advertisements for Midol. I don't get Kotex advertisements. I don't get leggings advertisements. I don't get mascara and lip gloss advertisements.
Not the misogyny, but since he wants to bring up lip gloss. Today, I am going to be using Stargazing by Queen Cosmetics. Now, if you are looking for a nice lip gloss, you like a little sparkle without the stickiness, you like, a nice moisturizing lip gloss that looks good, that feels good, Comes in a bunch of different colors, caters to all skin tones because we love an inclusive makeup company, right? You may want to check out Queen Cosmetics. I so happen to have an affiliate code, so I do make a small commission if you decide to put my full name, first and last, in as an affiliate code. I do make a small commission. You save a little bit of money. It's a win-win. And if lip gloss isn't your thing, that's okay. They have eyeshadow and they have a bunch of other stuff that you can check out. All you have to do is go to queencosmetics.store. So I'm a huge fan. I have a lot of their lip glosses, but this one is, what did I say this was? I was torn between using Muse and Stargazing, but I decided to go with Stargazing because it's similar to my background here. So anyways, that's Queen Cosmetics. And again, I do make a small commission if you decide to purchase anything. And if not, that's okay too.
I'm being very, very sexist at the moment, probably without trying to be.
I wonder what it would be like if he actually tried to be. He probably doesn't do that in public, though. If he were to do that, he probably would do that in private, in my opinion. Also, Avery Joe, 25 months? 25 months? This guy needs to stop. I agree. Thank you for being a member for 25 months. That's so wild. And Katie gifted a membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And this is for you and for the new member. Thank you so much. Oh, this is wild, you guys. How did I used to listen to this guy? I don't understand.
I don't get ads for things that, women get ads for. Why? Because I'm a dude. So the algorithm knows because of what I've searched and what I've told it that I'm interested in. The searches that
Who's going to tell him that there are dudes that wear lip gloss and makeup? Who's going to tell him that there are non-binary folks out there that wear lip gloss and makeup? He's not ready for that combo, though. Nope, sure isn't.
that I've done on Google have told Google who I am and what I want. They've told YouTube who I am and what I want. My search.
Yeah, we're telling YouTube who you are and what you want as well. Whoopsies. Also, Thomas says, if you have menstrual clarity, consult your physician.
Searches in my activity on social media have told social media who I am and what I want. For instance, if you go to my email first thing in the morning, which I don't think I've been into it, but if I click over to it, it won't let me stay on here, I don't think. If you go to my email first thing in the morning to my Gmail.
Also, shout out to my non-binary folks. Sending y'all love.
There'll be, I don't know, 100 emails or whatever's in there. Guess what they'll be? I'm going to piss some of you off. If you know every single show on Netflix and chill is in your Raz. Okay?
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how any of this works. Also, who's waiting for Love is Blind on Wednesday? This is the longest week ever. I just need to know how Jimmy is going to react when he sees Jessica. That's what I need to know. Let me know in the comments.
I had a teammate of mine who I love to death, and we have a good relationship. She did a meme about the Jeffrey Dahmer show. I guess there's...
Oh, gross. First of all, there's a pattern, in my opinion, with these people that are in the top of their MLM companies that use their own team members as examples of what not to do, thinking that it's leadership. That's not leadership. That's embarrassing. You're literally, shooting yourself in the foot, essentially. Come on. That's not leadership. And also, I cannot stand that they put that documentary out, that show, and none of the victims, from what I have seen, heard, read, were financially compensated in any way. And I think that that is disgusting. I think that they need to be compensated anytime their loved one's story is shared on a streaming platform, especially Netflix. Ugh.
There's some show about Jeffrey Dahmer, which in and of itself is a little
welcome, Cheryl,
creepy to me, and that people would watch it, but that's okay. No judgment. I've watched weird stuff too.
No
but
judgment.
I guess there's some show, a documentary about Jeffrey Dahmer.
No judgment, but he's judging his team member that shared a meme about the document or not. I keep saying documentary. It's not a documentary. It's a show. I'm not going to judge you, but I am going to shame you on this live with other promoters probably. And, you know, I am going to shame you for it. But we have a good relationship. Ugh.
Or it's nuts. Well, she made a meme about it and sent it to me, and I said, "Who's that?" Or "What's that?" I didn't know. And they're like, kind of making fun of me that I didn't know about some Netflix show. Now I watched Love Is Blind.
Did anybody not see that coming? We were just talking about Love Is Blind. I bet he's a fan of Jimmy. Yeah. Okay. Let's play a fun little game. Out of all of the characters, all of the men on Love Is Blind for season 6, who do you think he would be bros with? Let me know in the comments.
I happened to catch that and different
I'm gonna say Jimmy or Amy.
stuff, so I have no judgment. If you watch shows, I like some things. But I just didn't know what it was. Why? Because that's not what my Raz is. My Raz right now is like, what cities in the world is my team popping that I can fly to?
Now, is that a team that was given to you? Were you gifted the team? Was that a part of the deal, the side deal? Or no? I'm just curious. Or was it, what's her name, Keisha, his wife? Or Keisha going after influencers on TikTok like Scott Henry, allegedly? That's embarrassing. I think I need to cover Keisha more. I think that needs to happen as an unethical, dare I say, influencer? I don't think I can call her an influencer with 55,000 Instagram followers and like the engagement rate, the reach. Oof.
My Raz right now is um, what destinations in the world can my family go on fun adventures? My Raz right now is, I mean, I could go through all kinds of things. My Raz right now is people inside of my business that have been here for 4 or 5 years that finally just woke up and realized the
Better
business
said.
is better today than it's ever been. My Raz
I mean, is it? Is it better today in Pruvit than it's ever been? I mean, I don't think he's a part of Pruvit anymore. Maybe he has a position that he's still getting paid, but we don't know that. I don't know that to be true. That's just my suspicion. Is Pruvit better today than it ever has? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. I think checks are falling substantially. I think people are leaving. And my hope is that people will go and email support@pruvithq.com and cancel their accounts with Pruvit. Because in my opinion, it's a commercial cult.
Raz right now is new people that have never heard of ketones, never heard of Pruvit, have never been aware that this kind of business model existed. You think everybody knows about community-based marketing? They don't.
Hey, Michael, this kind of business model, do you mean multi-level marketing? There's still people that have not heard of this type of business model. And then instead of calling it multi-level marketing, network marketing, social retail, it's community-based marketing now. Granted, this is from 2022. It's multi-level marketing. And yes, we are fully aware of what multi-level marketing is and how you have to recruit in order to move up the ranks. Of course, you did get kind of a cheat code, didn't you, Michael? You know, a little side deal with Brian. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. Yeah, that's not really an even playing field now, is it? But I bet you didn't tell people that when Keisha recruited them, right? I bet people were like, "Oh man, he started, in 2015, and if he can do it, I can do it." But I bet you didn't disclose that you had a special deal. If I were in Michael Rutherford's downline around this time and I found this out, I would be livid. Because think about every training, every time he spoke on Pruvit stage, he was lying. He was lying. Listen, I'm standing up here. I don't know. I don't know what these things do. I don't know about the comp plan. I just turn everything green in the back office. I don't know. I just put these ketones in my esophagus and I feel better, like that's his whole shtick. Meanwhile, he had a special side deal with Brian. So everything that this man said, in my opinion, while he was on stage trying to motivate and encourage people that are in Pruvit to keep going, and if he can do it, you can do it, was a lie. If that's not a character flaw, in my opinion, I don't know what is.
They don't. You think everybody knows about ketones? They don't. You think everybody knows that you can drink ketones? They don't. Most people don't know that you can drink ketones. They don't know that you can make residual income. They don't know that you can actually make money from not going to work.
Residual income and make money without going to work. That's interesting because according to your not profit and loss statement, but the income disclosure statement from Pruvit in 2022, the year that this video was put out, the median income, let me just pull it up. Hold on, because I want to state very, very clearly. I just saw a message. Hold on a second. Pruvit income disclosure statement. I have included that in the video description in case you want to check it out. But the median annual income for all promoters in 2022 was $10.59 for the year. So what was that about? You don't have to go to work and you can make money. What was that about residual income? Oh, only the top of the pyramid. People that got in early, people that had special side deals with Brian. Is that what you really meant? Because then that would be you being honest, but you're not being honest here, are you?
Like at a job, most people don't know that you can make money from your house, from your phone, from your car, from your trips with your families. They don't know that you can make money in the school pickup line. They just have no idea. So my question is,
No
what's in your
idea.
email? And I know email's kind of antiquated, but every one of you gets a lot of emails. You know what emails I get? I got an email yesterday from EasyJet. EasyJet is not an airplane you've probably been on because it's in Europe. I've taken EasyJet from London to Iceland and Iceland back to London. So
I mean, are there people in this live that he was doing that live in Europe that would be familiar with that? I don't know. People on this live, excuse me.
I've stayed subscribed to EasyJet. Why? Because every time EasyJet sends me an email, and in the morning, I actually have specific. A lot of people say don't check your emails. I check mine because I've programmed them to trigger things inside of me. So
That sounds like you need to see somebody about that. If it's triggering something inside of you, Michael, maybe go see a professional. Maybe get that checked out.
email in the morning has EasyJet almost every day. Some days better than others, but
Hmm.
EasyJet sent me an email about, and it said, "Pack your winter coat. Time to go to Iceland." And it was a whole Blue Lagoon email thing. And dude, I got so lit up immediately. First thing in the morning, I got so excited about going to the Blue Lagoon. I don't have a plan to go to the Blue Lagoon, but I sure as hell do now. At least for 10 minutes, I did. So, what else is in your emails? Another one that's in my emails is Zillow. I have a Zillow account, it's free to set up. Zillow tells me you're a stud and one day your family's going to live in a 25,000 square foot house. I have a 5,000 square foot house now and it's fine. I've lived in a hotel before and it was fine. I don't need a 25,000 square foot house. But as I say that, I don't like saying that. Sure, why not? That just means that the value that we bring to the world is affording you the ability to have, a large home.
No, that just means that the scam is working. That's what that means, Michael. That does not mean, oh, well, I'm just bringing tremendous value to the world, and that's why I can afford a 25,000 square foot house. No, that means that there are people in your downline suffering that are making the $10.48, if not less than that for the year, based on Pruvit's income disclosure statement. That's not the flex that I feel like you think it is. Although maybe it sounds good to you, coming from the guy that used to brag about this is going to be a blast from the past for those of you that were a part of Pruvit at the same time I was. Remember when he was using the same clothing designer or stylist that Colin McGregor used, and he would show up in these crazy suits to the Pruvit event. So in my opinion, this is somebody that is very materialistic and very much, things have to look a certain way. I have to look a certain way. And I think that's why there's so much emphasis from him on things. But, excuse me, but the thing is about those things, he wouldn't have any of them without having a team. See, if you think about this and all of these financial flexes that you see from these people in the top of their multi-level marketing company or the top of their pyramid, if you will, they wouldn't be able to do any of this, say any of it, or have any of these things if they didn't have a downline. They just wouldn't, because when you look at the ratio of money that he was making, I don't think he's making that now, but according to the Behind MLM article, he was making $60,000 to $80,000 a month. How much of that was from selling ketones versus what he was making from his team, from his downline? Because a significant amount is going to come. I would venture to say, and this is just my guess, I'm not stating this as a fact, but I would probably say 95-ish% of his paycheck came from his downline, and maybe 5% came from actually selling ketones. So these people wouldn't have any of this stuff, wouldn't be able to do any of the things that you see, like, I don't know, flying to Turkey to have the most expensive photo shoot. Christina, I'm talking to you. Christina with an X. Yeah. None of them would be able to do that without having a team.
Only negative, closed-minded bastards would say, why would you need a house that big? So don't limit it, right? But I get these emails from Zillow.
I love how it's the black and white thinking. You're either on board or you're a hater. But he calls them negative bastards. So that's unique. Yeah, no, that's just people that are like, hey, you're living in excess and it's not the flex that you think it should be. Meanwhile, there are people struggling to put food on the table. Meanwhile, there are people struggling just to pay to live in somewhere that has a roof over their head, and they're struggling to make ends meet. They're struggling in all of those ways. And you're sitting here talking about, granted, this is from 2022, but still relevant. You're sitting here talking about how, I don't like saying that I don't want to have a $25,000 house. And you're trying to villainize people that say, well, why do you need that? Oh, man, the lack of self-awareness.
Zillow every day that are specific houses that I've either two.
And I do think the 5% is being generous. And I was being generous, Chantel. Did I say that right? If not, I'm sorry.
Or looked at online or have an interest in some capacity. Somehow Zillow thinks I'm a buyer for it. Hello? Who says I'm not? Who says you're not? So every day I get emails from 3 or 4 different airlines. Now I get the same ads you do from Frontier and from Spirit and all this other garbage, spam stuff. But guess what? I don't look at it as spam. Every single time.
You just called it garbage. You just said it's spam, it's garbage, but then retracted that.
I get a message from an airline, I'm picturing my family getting on an airplane going somewhere in the world. Does that make sense? I don't know why you all joined Pruvit, and I'm sure
you are not saying anything that is that hard to comprehend. You're not saying anything that is that profound. I've thought about this because over the years, you will see people in MLM that will say, does that make sense? Y'all hear me? Write that down. And they're prompting people to interact with them, whether it's on stage or on a live video or whatever. And I really feel like that's an insecurity. And this is just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think, but I really feel like it's an insecurity. Like, I need to make sure that you guys are hearing me. I need to make sure that what I'm saying is good. And it's not because what they're saying is so relevant and so powerful. Am I doing okay here? Everybody's still with me kind of thing. I just feel like it's an insecurity, and I might be having a hard time with how to explain that, but I don't feel like that's him trying to engage with his audience. I feel like it's hey, let me know I'm doing a good job. But I don't know. I know I'm wording that weird, and I apologize for that, but hopefully that's coming across. I don't know. Anyways, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Taylor. That is incredible. I appreciate it so much. And this is for all of you guys. Welcome. That's so, yeah, seeking validation. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome new members, and thank you so much, Taylor. That's so kind of you to gift 5 memberships. That's awesome. Thank you.
Sure, it's a bunch of reasons, but if you zeroed it down, it's probably one or a few. You know, maybe it's legitimate time freedom with your family to come and go as you please because you guys like to travel. Maybe it's you don't like to travel, but you just want to stay home and be with your family. Okay, sweet. What's your RAS programmed to? Okay, I'll give you a few examples, right? So your RAS is like your algorithm. If you go right now onto your cell phone and pull up your social media and you scroll social media, comment in the chat what's a recurring ad that pops up for you. Good morning, Sophia.
What?
What's one of the one ads that pops up in your social media all the time? You know, rent
Is he really picking his nose on a video?
is it coincidence that certain advertisements for certain political parties pop up in your social media? No, it's not coincidental. It's because of what you've interfaced with on the internet.
Well, yeah, that's because people are looking for information for the upcoming election. What you're saying, well, this was in 2022. This is so weird.
The World Wide Web, so to speak, is smart, and so is your brain. Your brain is actually smarter. So the more content you put into your social media and the more that you interface with stuff, it'll serve up to you what it thinks that you want. It's predictive. Does that make sense?
Michael, stop. This is a guy who is trying to put together a mastermind. What are y'all going to mastermind on the reticular activating system that you heard from 15 years ago? What are you going to mastermind? And you're trying to give people prompts from ChatGPT. You're trying to suggest trending audio. By the way, I was talking with a friend today who works in social media, and this person was like, the things that he is suggesting, the trending audios are too late. You click on the audio and it's already got like 20,000 uses, which is way too late to be considered a trending audio. But Michael, go off, my guy. Go off about trying to become this social media coach. Please don't, because we will have a lot to say about it. Also, your engagement called, your engagement rate on your social media, and it's a little thirsty. It's struggling. It's trying to, it's choking a little bit. Just
Brendan McCoy, best destination golf courses. I bet if you scroll his news feed long enough, you'll have an ad for pages about golf, professional golfers, Titleist golf clubs, uh, golf trips, golf now, premium account package, stuff like that. I want you to think about your own life and your own thoughts as your own algorithm that you get to program. How did you program Ethan Godwin? No politics and a lot of nature, bikes, and personal development. What's interesting is if we switched phones, and I have a very funny story. A friend of mine has a guy that helps him with his social media, and that guy likes how do I say this?
Oh, this is gonna be misogynistic. Just that's the content warning for this video.
He is a single guy. I'll just leave it at that. So he happens to look at ladies more on social media than my buddy does. My buddy's happily married with kids, but the other guy's kind of a single dude. So
happily married with kids, Michael Rutherford. That's interesting. All about how it looks on social media, isn't it, Michael Rutherford? Been on any trips to Cancun lately?
Instagram has some, ladies on there, some folks of the female gender on there, and that's what he's interested in.
Female gender.
Well, guess what?
Okay.
When my buddy picks up his social media because the other guy has been engaging on it, it's full of chicks. And he's like, bro.
Full of chicks. This is not funny and it's not cute.
Bro. It's when they suggest people that you might want to follow, what's that based on? It's based on the
Definitely
people
T.
that
Shelby.
It's based on what you've looked at. It's based on what you've been quote unquote interested in. You guys, your life is that way. You get the delays of the laughs and smiles are funny. I'm being as clean and nice and as family oriented as I can. You guys get to dictate what your social media.
Because that looks good on social media, doesn't it, Michael? Trying to be family oriented, trying to be the family guy, you know, the dad, you know, squeaky clean image. Okay.
Social media shows you. It doesn't just show you a bunch of garbage. If it's showing you whatever it's showing you, it's because that's what you told it to do.
Mm-hmm.
That makes that's what you told it you wanted. So I have 4 little kids that are 7, 6, 4, and 2, and they like Monster Jam. So guess what? The other day, I had my YouTube up on TV and my phone in my hand, and at the exact same time, I'm not kidding you, I got a Monster Jam advertisement on the TV and my phone at the exact same time. The exact same time. I was on Instagram and I happened to look down at my phone and there was a picture of Monster Jam tickets on my Instagram, and on my TV there was a video of Monster Jam, a new tour that they're getting ready to do. Why is that? Well, you can get really techie because I talked about it and my phone listened to me. I don't know if you believe that or not, but certainly if you're talking about switching cell phone providers, all of a sudden you're going to get cell phone ads all over your phone. This isn't about that. It's about you control the same thing in your brain. It's freaky. That's right, Carly. It's freaky. So, for a long time, I've understood what your Raz is. I listened to Ed Milet talk about it 15 years ago in person at an event when I was in my 20s. I saw him with a yellow, gold, blue face Rolex on. I thought it was the coolest looking watch I'd ever seen. I wasn't even a watch guy. Never wore a watch in my life. And for 15 years, I tried on gold Rolexes every time I ever saw one. Probably tried one on hundreds and hundreds of times. And then we were with Brian Underwood and Nick Martinez and Josh Rapkin and Steve Milkey and Dustin Schaefer and a few other folks. I'm probably leaving a few out. We were
All the bros, huh? All the bros. Yeah. So when I was in Pruvit, my husband went with me to a couple events, and he saw, I think he was there when Brian was dancing on stage, the choreographed dance. Anyways, I'll never forget this. And I didn't see it at the time because I was fully indoctrinated. Let's just be real. But he said, this is like a guy's company. I don't understand why there's all these women, because these guys are talking like they're talking to other guys. He was like, that's just how this feels to me. He was like, I don't understand why the women are in here. We know that statistically that women are typically the ones that are in these multi-level marketing companies. But he was like, I just don't understand. Like, this is very clearly a guy's company. So I don't understand, I just find that really interesting. I don't know.
We were in the Bahamas at the Atlantis Resort.
It's supposed to be
And
training.
apparently that day was the day we were all going to buy watches. And I bought that exact Rolex, put it on, wore it out. And I didn't have a
Wow.
chemical reaction to it because I physically had already owned it in my mind for 15 years.
A chemical reaction? You mean like dopamine? What a weird way to say that.
I don't care if you like Rolexes or not. That's true for anything that you've ever wanted to possess, experience, or be. I thought about it so much that I obsessed about it, so I possess it. Does that make sense? Ed Milet says, "What you obsess about, you will eventually possess about."
Oh my
Or the things
God.
that you possess, you've previously obsessed.
Listen, I had to pause that because that's ridiculous. The other day, I was Savannah. I was actually speaking with Savannah, and I saw in a story, somebody else sent that to me. You know who you are. And Ed Milet put in his stories that his HRV, which is basically it stands for heart rate variability, and it's the pause in between heartbeats is how I understand that. And somebody his age should be anywhere from like 30 to 40-ish. And his was like 11, I think, meaning his heart is beating faster. and there's less time in between each beat, meaning, in my opinion, my unprofessional opinion, it sounds to me like his heart is having to work harder and faster. And I'm just wondering, Ed Milet, if you're going to give yourself the same advice that you gave Jessie Lee when she said she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Are you going to double down and work more if you are indeed having heart issues, which God forbid, but are you going to take the same advice that you gave Jessie Lee? I'm just wondering, because yikes.
And for many of us, we think an obsession is a bad thing. You better be obsessed with finding rock star studs to come into your business.
Rock
You
star
know,
studs.
lady beasts, if you will. You better be obsessed about that. You can't be casual about it. Casual people will become casualties.
Is that why Keisha was so obsessed, allegedly, with finding influencers to join Pruvit, like Scott Henry? Amongst many other people. Perfectly Kelsey? Yeah, okay.
And I don't mean you're going to die. I just mean that if it would be nice.
Well, what do you think a casualty is? You're saying it so nonchalant because you think it sounds slick, and you're just speaking in like Pinterest quotes. It's honestly embarrassing. You look like an amateur, in my opinion.
Nice, it's unlikely. If it's a must, it's pretty likely.
Oh my God.
And what are musts in your life? What are the things that you think about in your life? Well, I could tell you, if you could, you've heard people say all this stuff, but if after the kids go to bed, the first thing you do is pop on 3 hours worth of shows that aren't going to A, help you love your spouse more, or B, make you money, or C,
Michael, I don't think you need to be giving advice to anybody about how to love their spouse more. Ever.
help you be better, well, then we're wasting our time. We're lazy. And look, sometimes I am lazy. Sometimes I am. And I can't tell you the last show I watched necessarily, but I do like watching movies and stuff.
First of all, if you want to sit down and watch 3 hours worth of your favorite TV shows, enjoy every second. Don't take advice from this guy.
I could tell you most of us have way more time than we think. Our Raz just isn't tuned in to what we really want.
Okay.
We're willy-nilly letting our Raz just kind of run wild. And it's interesting. Keisha and I were at the mall, the San Diego Mall, the Fashion Valley Mall, and she had never been a watch person. I take her
Oh,
into
God.
Maui Jewelers, and she has no idea what a Rolex even is. No idea what a Rolex even is. So we walk in, and I was like, "Oh," so I'm wearing mine, and the guy's like, "Oh, what can I help you find?" I was like, "Oh, she's in the market for her first Rolex," and she looks at me, and she's like, "No, I'm not." "No, I'm not." I'm like, "Sure, she is. Maybe I am for her." So we start
She
laughing,
doesn't
and
want
she
one.
is like not interested in even trying one on. And I said to the guy, I was like, "Well, which one does she want to try on?" I said, "I don't know. Ask her."
She
And
doesn't
she's like,
want
"Well, I don't need to
to.
try one on." I said, "Well, it's not about needing to try one on." Brian
Ugh.
Underwood took me to an expensive clothing store and tried on a suit jacket one time 12 years ago when I was living in an apartment and broke, because he wanted me to feel what it felt like to try something on that cost more than what I made that month.
No, that's called manipulation. It's also a perfect example of the insurance policies that I've mentioned before that I feel like these companies and these people at the top of the companies will use to try and keep people in longer. For example, the car bonus and Pruvit. There are many people that have hung on to Pruvit trying to stay qualified as a Circle of Champion, a rank 6 car earner because they went out and bought a car. How do I know that? Because I did that. And you have to maintain that rank. These things are manipulation tactics. These things are ways that these people keep their downlines in for longer. That's all it is. Listen, try on the handbag. See how it feels. Stop.
Not because it would have made me a better person, but because it would have stretched my vision about what could be possible.
Exactly.
So, long story short, the guy points to a particular watch. He pulls it out, puts it on her wrist. She starts sweating profusely immediately, is panicking. I go, "Babe, it's a watch." And the guy trying it on doesn't even own one. This guy's no different than you. He wipes his own butt and doesn't even own his own Rolex. So who cares?
Why are you trying to make it seem like you're better than somebody else or that she's better than somebody else? That's so gross. Listen, this guy doesn't even own one, and here you are trying it on. Michael, you're disgusting. I'm sorry. That's disgusting behavior.
So the guy puts the watch on her wrist. And it's like, I said, how much is that? When he goes,
I had to give my eyes a break from the light. I hope that's okay.
$76,000. She tries to take it off immediately because it just felt uncomfortable. And she was literally sweating. She had some sweaty upper lip, was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird.
Don't make
There
her
she is
do
right there.
it.
Say hi, babe. So that's not the point of the story.
What is the point?
And it wasn't even
flex?
about stretching her vision necessarily. We leave. We give the watch back to the guy. She's like, oh, that was cool. That was weird. We leave. We go to lunch at, I don't know what it's called, Tender Greens or whatever the restaurant is in the Fashion Valley Mall. I can't remember. It's her favorite restaurant, but I'm drunk.
When I was watching this earlier, one of the members said, and I don't remember who it was. I see the new member. I'm on it. Somebody said he can remember something that Ed Milet said 15 years ago, but he can't remember his wife's favorite restaurant in San Diego. That's weird, right? I couldn't agree more with that comment. So if that was you and you're on here, let me know, because that was a great comment. Also, we have a new member, Tara G. Welcome. So glad that you joined. This is for you. Ah, that song never gets old. I appreciate y'all so much, and welcome, Tara G.
I'm drawing a blank. We sit down. She nudges me and she goes, look, that guy's got a rollie on. And I'm like, first of all, you now refer to it as a rollie because there's a hip hop song called Rollie, Rollie, Rollie. She's using slang terms, and she can spot someone's Rolex from across the restaurant. Okay. If she could now spot a Rolex from across the restaurant, her subconscious and her conscious could spot an ambitious mom who wants to change her life and make some money. True Foods. There you go. We were at True Foods kitchen.
What? How does identifying a Rolex across the room have anything to do with trying to recruit somebody into a pyramid scheme? That's such a fallacy. I can't.
She in an instant, her Raz was all of a sudden for Rolex watches. And this is not about Rolex watches or spending money on an expensive watch. That's not what it is. It's about awareness. She
No,
made
it's not.
space in her mind without realizing. She didn't do it. I did it, frankly. She made space in her mind for a new awareness. You've heard it referred to as, you didn't realize who in your neighborhood had a Tesla until you got one, and then you drove it home and you realized there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. They were there the whole time. When something's in your Raz, it's inside your awareness. It's front of mind. It's right here. It's going to pull up. If you think about YouTube, how far down in the search, in the video suggestions is the one that's for you? I want you to think of YouTube, and I'm going to switch back to YouTube for a moment. If you type in business builder into YouTube and you type it into your own life right now, like into your own brain, like right now I'm thinking business builder. Or is it so far in front of your mind because it's in your Raz that there's a suggested list just full of names of people that you should go talk to? Or is a business builder so far out of your Raz because all you talk about is customers and ketones and BHB and fasting and I don't know what people talk about, all the science, anything to distract them.
I don't know what these people talk about. Meanwhile, he is training on what people should be talking about. Maybe not in this video, but that's what he trains people on, what you should talk about. How
Distract them from building a company. How far down your search list do you have to go before you
If Jade from Pruvit is here, I'd like more information about your RAS, please.
actually get what you're looking for or what you say you're looking for? A lot of people say they want to build a business, they want promoters, they want to change people's lives, they want to build a company, they want to get free, but yet when they wake up in the morning,
They want to get free, but this guy was suspended and they withheld his check. How is that freedom? Also, that's not very boss bro of you. How can anybody withhold your check if you're your own boss? That's weird. That's suspicious.
the morning, the first thing that they do is talk to people about ketones. I like ketones. I'm drinking ketones. I probably had 10,000 ketones.
That's alarming considering I've had 3 flavors tested and they came back to include small amounts of heavy metals. And we're gonna do it again. Let's go, team.
And the question is, when are they willing
Oh,
to
hey,
open up
Tish.
their mind, their spirit, their heart, and all of it to the thing that's really going to set them free, which is talking to people about our business, talking to people about our business opportunity, talking to people about,
Hmm.
being able to be a promoter here, refer people to get free ketones, make some grocery money, make some travel with their family money, and maybe get completely free, pay off all their debts, and travel the world with their families. Do we really talk about that, you guys? What do we talk about? I could go right now, and you should when the call's over. Just go take an assessment of what you think. I mean, you can go in your Netflix; it'll suggest the shit to you that you said you liked. If you go to mine, it's going to suggest to you documentaries, probably. Although most of them are weird. I'm not interested in a serial killer's documentary. I'm not interested in how to get away with a murder. I'm not interested, or whatever some of these things are. I'm interested in like somebody who's transformed their life. I'm interested in somebody who overcame to become a better version of themselves.
Oh, wonderful. A documentary you may wanna watch, Michael, is Betting on Zero. Um, what are some commercial cult or cult MLM crossover documentaries that you guys have watched recently? Betting on Zero is a very good one, that's on Herbalife. Um, Lula Rich, obviously, that's a good one, that's on LuLaRoe. What else? I know there's more. I'm thinking. Yeah, said like a man who's never considered his own mortality, indeed. The Vow, oh my god, The Vow, yes, thank you. I know there's more, it's not coming to me right now, but if you know of some documentaries that may help people that are in a commercial cult or in cults in general, check that out. Oh, Twin Flame Universe, highly suggest that one. Twin Flames. Yeah. Yes. But anyways, drop them in there. Also, have you guys seen on TikTok, there are these people that are doing videos, and they're like, "There's this new scam going around, and, I was at Target, and I was approached." I'm like, "That's Amway, and that's been around forever." But I am glad that it is getting more coverage because it does still happen today. Amway is still around, unfortunately.
I'm interested in, you know, spotlights on athletes or CEOs or business people or entrepreneurs and things like that. That's usually what I'm interested in watching personally. But
Mhm.
you guys, your Netflix is going to tell you, you can do an assessment of why your life's where your life is. What do you watch? What do you listen to? We control and dictate our RAS by what we put into it. That's the best part. We control our RAS by what we put into it.
I don't think so. I think the RAS is like, "Hey, I got this. I'm gonna help control the hypothalamus. I'm gonna help with keeping you or waking up, not keeping you awake, but waking you up and, sleep, and I've got this, I don't need to be fed. I'm on it."
I got unfortunate news for some of you. You're scared of what you're scared of because you watch more shit that tells you to be
No.
continually scared of it.
No.
I hope that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's just you trying to manipulate your audience. You're trying to say it like, "Oh, you're just scared to, to message that one person. You're just scared to go live. You're scared to do these things because you're afraid of what somebody's gonna think of you." No. People are thinking twice about multi-level marketing because of the education that is available, the free education, the information that is available, the statistics, the data, some of which is coming directly from Pruvit, their income disclosure statement. This is unbelievable.
So if we're constantly watching articles, some of you know every single natural disaster going on in the world, and I don't mean to not have um, not have empathy for what's going on and not be aware and not be informed, but it crosses a line where if you could tell me every single storm going on in the world, and you've posted 700 pictures of storms that you're not even involved in, and I know I'm teeter tottering on sounding rude and inconsiderate. I'm not.
Agreed. Yes, you are. You're absolutely being atrocious right now. You're saying you have empathy, and then you're like, somebody's posting, 700 pictures of a storm that doesn't impact them. No, but it impacts other people, and that's empathy. Oh, God.
As it relates to your family's goals, getting your husband out of a job that sucks ass, he hates, he doesn't like it, he never
But see, Mike, the income disclosure statement that comes from Pruvit shows that the majority of people are not ever going to get their spouse out of a job that they hate because people aren't making money in Pruvit. Unless you're at the top, unless you have little side deals like you did with Brian, allegedly. And that's just cheating. That's just deception. That's lying. That's unethical. But who are we to expect somebody that's in multi-level marketing at the top of the pyramid to be ethical?
never sees the kids. We got to take our own lives seriously. What are we interested in? What are we posting about? What are we sharing about? Some of you's posts are so negative and so drama filled and so junky and just trash. You know, wonder why you sign up.
Are you looking in the mirror, Michael? I'm just curious. I'm not stating that as a fact. It's just a question I have.
How do I say this? People that you don't want to sign up. We get out, we put in what we get out. We get out what we put in.
No.
And for many of us, if it's garbage out, it's garbage in. If it's garbage in, it's garbage out. And what I mean by that is, what are you thinking about? What are we talking about? What are we watching?
What are you talking about? Because you're not making any sense at all. You repeat yourself, you flip it and reverse it, you say it again, and then you say, "Does that make sense?" It's embarrassing.
I hope that makes sense. Like,
It doesn't.
the algorithm for us is in our control. You know, for those of you that have hung out with me, you've heard me talk about, like, I like going on razor rides, like off-roading. Nothing too crazy where I'm going to get killed or hurt, but like,
Is that in Cancun? Did you do that in Cancun, Michael? I have questions about Cancun, okay?
side by sides with a roll cage and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's the law of attraction, very much so. I went to Cleellum not that long ago. I guess it's been a year ago. And I told Katie Fish, look, we're going razor riding, find some razors. Well, no one in the whole place could find a razor to rent. And I'm like, it's unacceptable. We're like in the epicenter for off-roading and outdoorsing and going through the woods and all this kind of stuff. And I said, we got to find something somewhere. So I'm sitting there, I pick up the phone and I Google it, I call the place, and the guy says, yeah, we have a whole fleet of vehicles. And I about blew a gasket on the team, not in a bad way, but just in a way of, why'd you guys give up so easily? First call I made, the guys got razors. Why? Because I was talking about it for days and days and days and days and days. I was watching YouTube videos about, a community of people and a whole family of friends and a crowd riding razors through the woods and going through creeks and
Oh my
rivers and water
god.
splashing and mud flying around. And like, I just visualized it. I didn't visualize the meeting. The meeting was easy. I visualized the event, the experience, something that would bond us together. Well, guess what? Fast forward to the next day, we get there, and I'm like, "Where's the rivers? Where's the creeks?" He goes, "Oh, there's no creeks or rivers up here. It's dry as a bone up here." Yeah, we'll find out. So we all take off. We start our razor ride. It's dry as a bone. There ain't no water anywhere. Dusty as all get out. Next thing you know, we all get split up. Everybody goes their own way. We make a turn down a hill, down a street, cross a road, go through a fence. What do we find? A river. We're the only one of the razors out of about 30 that found a river, which was the 4 or 5 of us. So we're flying through the river, water's flying exactly to a
This is
T how we had
ridiculous.
visualized it. We get back up, we meet the group. We're like, we're down by the river. They're like, what river? There's no river. So then we go, well, let me go show you where the river is. We take the entire squad, about 20 or 30 razors, down to across the street to the river. Everyone's like, how the heck did you find water? We get done, we go back up, we return the razors, and they're all muddy. And the guy's like, how the heck did you find mud? We're like, oh, there's a river down there. And he goes, that's not on our property. Did you guys like go off the property across the street down into such and such? We're like, I don't know. We must have. We found some water. That wasn't a coincidence, you guys.
That wasn't a coincidence? Does anybody else find it ironic that he gets these razors with a group of people? You can't tell me they didn't say, "Hey, make sure you stay within the boundaries of the property." And this person was like, "Ah, rules, they're just suggestions. I cheated and had some side deals with Brian, so why do I need to follow the silly little rules with your razor and staying on the property?" Again, that's just my opinion.
If somebody's RAS wasn't done, I know it seems silly, but if somebody's RAS wasn't on that, they wouldn't have found it. It wouldn't have been important to them. My question to you is, what's in your RAS? What are you scheduled in to find? And you could do an inventory in some of those places. Your email is an easy one. Your Netflix suggestions, they're not perfect, but they're going to give you an indication of what you're into. And I'm into all kinds of stuff. You guys are into all kinds of stuff. That's great. Check your social media, check what kinds of ads are popping up and why. Do you want to know what I get a lot of? I get a lot of divorce attorneys. Why? If you're getting a lot of divorce attorney ads and you're not divorced, you should go to counseling quick. You should be getting counseling ads.
Why don't you tell us why you got divorced, Michael? You're gonna crack some jokes about it. Why don't you tell the whole story? Tell the whole story.
Ooh, that's a good one. If you're still
Mhm.
married and you're having a challenge, are you getting divorce ads in your news feed or are you getting counseling ads in your news feed?
Oh
Here,
my
try this on
god.
for size. Are you getting ideas for date night ads in your news feed?
Says the guy that can't even remember his wife's favorite restaurant. But he can remember what Ed Milet said 15 years ago because. Oh my god.
Are you getting ideas for how to come closer to your spouse? Does that make sense? Where are you at? What are you looking for? What are you
Does that make
hoping
sense?
for? I could tell you right this minute, I'm getting ads. Keisha will tell you, I get ads in my news feed all the time right now. I should post these in my Instagram if I can find them. I get ads in my news feed for, the 5 best questions to build a closer relationship with your spouse.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm reading like Cosmo or something. The 7
This is just my opinion. I'm not stating this as a fact. This to me, him and what he's saying to me seem like the type of guy in a relationship that everything is a checklist. Did I tell her I love her? Check. Did I hug and kiss her? Check. Did we talk about our goals? Check. Did we plan a date night? Check. Did I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like he's, like, robotic almost about it. No, the ads that I'm seeing are about how you can get closer with your spouse. Why don't you try listening? Why don't you try remembering things that she likes instead of forcing her to buy a $78,000 Rolex? Or I don't know if she actually ended up buying it, but why not do things that she enjoys doing that don't make her sweat, that don't, make her upper lip sweat and make her extremely nervous? Why not do things that she likes and communicate with her and pay attention to her? Those are just, my suggestions. I've only been married for 19 years. We just had our anniversary on Saturday. We've been together for 22, married for 19. So, communication and paying attention are two of the most important things, I think, in a relationship. And he can't even remember her favorite restaurant. He's putting her in these uncomfortable situations. Why? Because it looks good on social media. It's a good story to tell to a bunch of other social marketers. This isn't Modere. Promoters. That's gross.
the seven most unique
It's
fun
too
dates that
healthy.
you could do in Vegas with your spouse. My news feed is crushed full of them. The other day I go, babe, what's one thing that makes you the most scared about her relationship? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, I downloaded something and it's like 10 questions to ask your spouse to build a deeper relationship with them. One of them was, well, I'm not going to get into the other ones. Some of them are kind of racy. But guess what? That's what's in my newsfeed. Why? Because that's what's important to me right now.
Right now. Yeah. Right now. We know.
I don't have any Rolexes in my newsfeed right now. Why? I'm not looking at them. I'm not looking at them. So you can look at some of the things that are in your life. What's coming to you is coming to you because you invited it to you.
Oh my God.
You
No. That's insinuating that bad things that happen, somebody brought on themselves. And that's just not true. Bad things sometimes just happen.
invited it to you because of what you searched, because of what you thought about, because of what you talked about, because of what you told people about. Because we become what we think about.
Good
If you
point.
believed anything you've ever read or heard, you can believe for sure, and you can take it to the bank, literally and figuratively. You become what you think about. And if you're thinking about why everybody on your team sucks and doesn't do shit, unfortunately, you're asking more of that. We're speaking it into existence, and that's okay.
Then how do you explain the income disclosure statement? Those people are bringing in the to themselves that they're only making under $11 for the year. That's their fault. That's unbelievable. Couldn't be the business model. Couldn't be serial grifters, in my opinion, that keep starting companies over and over and over and over again. Couldn't be the side deals. Couldn't be the cheating with those side deals, right? Couldn't be any of those things. It's just that these people are in a negative mindset, right? You've got to be kidding me.
Just check the awareness of it. Once you become
He's
aware of what
married.
you're saying and thinking and doing, then you realize that you're in control of it. Guess what? 4
Stop
months
picking your
ago, we went to
nose.
Costa Rica. My son, I go, "What do you want to do, buddy? What do you want to do, buddy?" He's like, "I want to go razor ride, Val. I want to go razor ride. I want to go off road." We go get on an off roading vehicle, and not only is there a creek, 90% of the razor experience in the jungle
It is. That $11 a year is before they buy any products. It is before any expenses.
of Costa Rica was in the river, like literally up the river, down the river, across it, through it, waterfalls, the most water filled razor experience of my life. And why is that? It's what my son and I talk about. It's what we watch, the videos that we watched on YouTube. It was a non-option. Like there's just no way it wasn't going to happen. So, I have one more and then I'll shut up.
Good God. His wife is or was a part of master resale rights, which is you're paying $497 to be able to you're buying a course to sell a course, essentially. It's very much like paid per letter or Send It now, the umbrella company where they're putting out other scams, in my opinion. And a video on that is coming very soon. Hey, Dustin Mansell, who also lives in Las Vegas. I really love that you're using Vimeo now. Too bad we already have the videos, but anyways. Keep putting them out, Dustin. Keep scamming people. Oh, God.
It's one of my favorites. Forever and ever and ever and ever, if you've known me, I've been interested in graffiti art, specifically Alec Monopoly. I met Alec Monopoly on a private jet one time. He didn't talk to me, so I don't think he's that nice. But maybe he's a little socially awkward, but that's okay.
Maybe he didn't like you. Maybe you came at him like, he was supposed to know who you are, and he was just like trying to do his own thing. Nobody is entitled to interact with you. That's so weird.
Seems like a cool guy. And I've always
I'm going to insult him and say, oh, maybe he's socially awkward, or maybe he's not the nice guy everybody thinks he is. First of all, look in the mirror, Michael. Okay, thanks. Also, that's weird. Leave people alone.
wanted his art. His art costs a lot of money, 50 grand, 100 grand for a piece. So I've just followed him forever. I follow him on social media. He's a fun guy to watch. He has a wild, crazy, luxurious life, and he works his face off. So, anyways, I have a buddy of mine that I connected with. His name is Sam Koramian, and Sam is a real estate broker. He owns Big Block Realty, one of the largest real estate brokerages in California. So, anyways, we're hanging one time, and we're actually on a jet flying from San Diego to Vegas on set jet, and we're talking about graffiti art. And I said, you collect art, don't you? What's a graffiti artist that you? I said, what's what graffiti artist that you like? He goes, I'm actually a graffiti artist. I said, you're kidding. He goes, yeah, I have a studio in Carlsbad. You should come by. I said, show me some of your pieces. He shows me his Instagram. I go, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. And he goes, well, come by tomorrow. The next day, me and two of my kids went to Sam's graffiti art studio and bought like 6 or 8 pieces of graffiti art. right off.
So what you're trying to say that because the other graffiti artist didn't pay the time of the day, is that the lesson here? Hey, you never treat people kind, because you never know who's going to be able to afford your stuff. Is that the lesson here? And also, how is this training? What is this going to give Pruvit promoters from watching this? I guarantee you they're tuned out if they even watched it. I don't know how many people watch this video, but I bet it's not many.
Right off his wall, basically took half the studio. The next day, one of the things that I thought was the coolest is I watched Alec Monopoly take one of his graffiti pieces, two of his graffiti pieces, and carry them hand in hand across the tarmac and get on a jet and fly it somewhere to a customer. Well, literally within days of seeing it, I went to Sam's. My kids and he gave my kids a canvas and gave them graffiti pens, paint pens, and let them drew their own graffiti. It was the greatest thing ever. And then two of the biggest pieces that I bought, we wrapped up in plastic wrap. And the next morning when I flew back to Vegas, I had the same exact experience carrying the two paintings across the tarmac to get on a plane to fly back to Vegas. And I just looked at that picture and looked.
Are you trying to say that you're living the luxurious life of the original artist you were talking about? What is the point of this story? What do you guys think is the point of him telling this story?
Of course, I had the lady take a picture of me. I took that picture and looked at the one.
So he saw a picture from the original graffiti artist that didn't give him the time of the day, in my opinion. And so he had to replicate that as a jab to the guy who doesn't know that he exists. That sounds like somebody's got a little sensitive ego. That sounds like, oh, you didn't pay attention to me. People aren't obligated to pay attention to other people.
The one of Alec Monopoly from literally days before, they were identical. Now his were,
because you planned it that way.
10 times, 50 times more expensive, and he was the artist, and he owns that plane or chartered that plane. I was just on a seat on a plane. But guess what? It was in another illustration of, gosh, what you think about comes about. So I know sometimes when you're in the thick of
Okay.
it, you're going through whatever you're going through. Everybody's going through stuff. Mitch Newman always says, nobody's going to avoid the stuff. We all got stuff. The challenge, my challenge for you is, can you navigate still believing what you want, still visualizing what you want? We get to dictate what we put in our brains. That's the neatest thing about it. We get to dictate what we put in our brains. And if you think about everything that you watch with your eyeballs, everything that you listen to with your ears, that is training and hardwiring your algorithm in here and in here. And as much as you understand it, especially you social media people, you understand how the algorithm is in social media. You almost have to start a new account if you want a new algorithm. But we're the creators, to use some social media language. We're the influencers of our own RAS. We're the influencers of our own internal algorithm. And we get to dictate with it what we want. If you're living in a suck-ass apartment at the moment, your car sucks. Mine did too. So I would go every single day to the Porsche dealership.
Okay. See, what you're forgetting to tell people is about the grifts leading up to Pruvit, Michael, along with the side deal where Brian said, "Hey, I'll promote you. You'll be at the front of the company, but you're going to have to give me some of that downline money. I'm going to promote you, but you're leaving that part out." So you're saying, listen, just if you can dream it, you can do it. And the way that I did it, this is essentially what he's saying. I went to the Porsche dealership every day and I, catered my email to show me things that are important to me right now. And if I can see it, then, I already own it and all of these things. You're leaving out the most important part, that you had a side deal. You had one up on everybody else, and here you are saying, "Oh, well, if I can do it, you can. Here's how I did it." But you're forgetting the cheat code. Literally cheating, in my opinion. Unbelievable.
in Carlsbad and do conference calls and three-way calls from Porsche. And when they wouldn't let me do it during the day anymore, I would go when they closed at 8 o'clock at night and just do laps around the dealership. I don't even like Porsches, but it was close to me and they were expensive and it was luxurious and it was out of reach and it was scary. So I've never had one, don't necessarily love them. But the Lamborghini dealership was an internal store, so I couldn't really go inside. So I just talk on the phone and go there. Why? I just wanted to be in the environment. I wanted to stretch my vision of what was possible. I learned that from Ed Milet. I learned that from Brian Underwood. So I hope some of what I'm talking about is making some sense.
I would not be bragging about things that I've learned from Ed Milet or Brian Underwood.
For some of you, you're going to have to face the moment where you realize the shit in your life you put there. I've had to. I do it every day.
Oh, you do? You do? So you being suspended and them withholding your money, you brought that on yourself? Hmm. Interesting.
It's humbling. You realize the good in your life you put there too, because it's what we thought about. It's what we brought about.
Unbelievable.
So find some of the things that you can that you can relate to that are illustrative to you that what we're talking about right now is true. I didn't make any of this up. I just become aware of it from other people. I've heard people teach and train on it for years and years and years and years. And the connection to kind of the concept of the algorithm has made it make more sense to me because for many of us, we're way more curious and way more interested. Think about this. What do you spend more time of doing all day long? Trying to build your algorithm and trying to build the social media algorithm and trying to beat it and hack it and understand it, or wiring your own algorithm in your own head and heart of what you actually want and programming it. So freedom looks different to all of us. You know, our business is a vehicle to help you get free. You do with that what you want to, and you determine what that even means to you. What does freedom even look like to you?
Oh my God.
So happy Saturday, you guys. I'm fired up. I hope some of this has made some sense. An action step, which we've woven in the whole day, is take inventory of your social media, the ads that pop up. They're popping up for a reason. Okay. Can you take the next 30, 60, 90 days
My
and
God.
through your activity, your interest, and your engagement, completely change the ads that are coming up?
Imagine thinking that the ads that pop up are, I don't even know what the right word is that I want to say here. A nod to you being on the right track, whether it's personal development or whatever, like from an MLM perspective, like, oh, I'm getting these ads. Good. I must be on the right track. That is the weirdest business analytic that I have ever heard in my entire life.
Does that make sense? I get ads for the silliest stuff. I get ads in my social media for $50,000 jet charters to Hawaii. That's we got a little growth to get to that.
Why are you itching your armpit? Do you need some powder? Do you need a shower? The amount of self-soothing behaviors it appears that this man does on a live video makes me question, because I'm not stating this as a fact. Is he very insecure? I don't know. You let me know what y'all think.
To that, right? I get ads for trips, family trips to Iceland. I subscribe to the places that I've always wanted to go to. Try this on for size. Wherever you always wanted to go to in the world, go to their tourism board and subscribe to their newsletter. There's a hotel in Finland I want to go to that starts with a K. If you YouTube search Igloo Hotel or Northern Lights Glass Roof Hotel, it'll pop up. Iceland, Finland, those places. I get their newsletter. I get their postcards. I get this big, thick vacation
He
book in the
smelled
mail.
his
It's so deep in my Raz, you can't believe it
he smelled his
because
hand.
we put it there. So
Oh my God, I was not ready. And they will sell your email to all the tourist places. Oh my God.
that's some of your homework, you guys. Find out what's in your Raz.
Homework? You're giving homework for people that think that they own their own business? You're giving them homework.
And I'm not just talking about trips and watches. I'm talking about
Okay.
winners, ambitious people, hungry people, coachable people. This might be the most important part of the call. If you want to build a business, put in your RAS coachable people, ambitious people, and influential people. That's what's in your RAS.
Oh my
You know, if your
God.
RAS is tired people who want to drink ketones, then you're going to be a customer getter, and that's great. But if you want to shift from being a customer getter to a promoter getter, because it's the number one common thing I hear, I'm great at getting customers, but I'm no good at getting business builders. Well, do you ever talk about business builders? Do you ever think about business builders? What do they look like? What do they sound like? What are the things that they do and they say? What are the qualities that they possess? What does an avatar of one look like? That's what you could program into your RAS. So have an awesome Saturday, you guys. See ya. Peace.
Oh my God. That was terrible. That was probably one of the worst things that I have ever seen. However, I'd like to remind everybody, the reason that we watched that terrible video is because I wanted you guys to see what some of the training looks like from some of the top people in the company. They don't say anything. They just talk in circles, and then they flip it and reverse it and say it again, and it's like, listen. So, anyways, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think from what we saw in this one video that this is somebody just clean slate here? Maybe you're just joining the video, maybe you didn't watch the whole thing, maybe you haven't looked at in the video description for the lawsuit between Michael Rutherford's LLC and him and Pruvit and Brian Underwood and all of that stuff. Just wipe all of that clean for a second. If you came across this video that he did and you were like, man, I'm gonna watch this video. You watch the video and then you think to yourself, yeah, I can see how he organically built all the way to the top of the company. Or how is this guy even doing anything? How is anybody doing any kind of quote unquote business with him? I'm just curious. One or two. One being, yeah, no, he totally built this organically. And if that's your opinion, that's fine. Or, I mean, we know that that's not the case, but hypothetically, I suppose. Or two, there's no way that he is doing anything without having some sort of cheat code. Yeah, two. I see it. That was the whole point of today's video, was to watch that and go, this is what training looks like from from one of the former top people in Pruvit. This is Michael Rutherford. Yeah. There's going to be other videos like this. This is a part of a series that I am doing where it's MLM introductions, if you will. We did Lisa Grossman, which I know a lot of people have asked me about, which is one of the reasons that I did that video, was because people needed to know that. They needed to know this is what training looks like from the top in the company. These people have been around these grifts for many, many years. And in my opinion, many of them sound just like this. So there's going to be more. The series is going to be kind of ongoing. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. If you made it all the way through the video, if you would, after this post, if you will put, I don't know, your favorite emoji or something funny, a watch, put a watch emoji. That would be funny. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking this out. I know that this was kind of a difficult one to watch, obviously for other reasons than like watching an Optavia video or something like that. But I really wanted to talk about this with you guys and show this to you specifically so that you can see, wow, this is, behind the curtain. This is the kind of training they're getting. Okay. Anyways, shout out to Michael Rutherford and his wife, Keisha. Can't wait to run into y'all in Vegas because I know that will happen, and looking forward to that combo. Anyways, if you have not already liked and subscribed, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care either way. And, subscribe to the channel. It helps me get the information out so that people don't join companies like this. They don't follow people like this because it was atrocious. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be Wednesday. So in a couple days. Appreciate y'all. And yeah. Michael Rutherford.